صوت بلاد سوريا. الله محيي الجيش، الله محيي الجيش، الله محيي الجيش.
Am I correct in thinking that it's the administration's position that it's all right if it believes it's in U.S. national security interest to continue to send weapons and assistance to Egypt, but yet the administration would disagree that Russia, in its national interests, the administration would oppose Russia acting in its national interest, sending previously agreed on equipment material to Syria?
Well, I certainly wouldn't link the two, Matt,
No,
and I
I'm
think
not
they're
trying to link the
entirely
two.
different
But
circumstances.
that is correct. I'm correct. I'm thinking that it's okay. That you believe it's okay for you to continue to send previously agreed on material to Egypt, but at the same time you also disagree that it's okay for Russia in its national interest to send previously agreed on stuff to Syria. I just want to make sure I have that distinction.
You are familiar with our positions, but I would caution anyone to compare
the
circumstances. You're putting them in the same sentence to what is happening in Syria and the actions of the Assad regime.
You would agree that not all countries have the same national security interests, correct?
Every country has
okay.
different interests,
but
of course.
And in this case, it's okay for you because you say so that it's in your national interest to send this stuff to Egypt, but it is not okay when they say it's in their national interest to continue to supply the Syrians. I just want to...
Well, I'm not sure I've seen the latest explanation from Russia on their reasons for continuing to provide aid and assistance to the Syrian regime. You're familiar with our position as well as our position on Egypt.
Why can't you make a statement that is clear on this point, saying that the Muslim Brotherhood can be part of any future political process, including the deposed President Mohammed Morsi?
Well, Said, I'm sorry if there's been any confusion, but certainly all parties, including the Muslim Brotherhood, would be important as part of the inclusive process.
And that would include Mohammed Morsi himself.
That is up for the Egyptian people to decide if they would like.
But you wouldn't see any problem in Mohammed Morsi himself running for re-election.
It's not for us to decide.
I understand.
It's for the Egyptian people to decide.
That's true, but it is up to the Egyptian people. But you don't see any problem with someone like Morsi running again for president.
If the Egyptian people supported it, it's their decision to make.
But in Syria, Assad's no good. You keep the Syrian people, if they voted for Assad, they could down because he's lost their legitimacy.
Well, I think Mr. Assad has been at the helm of killing tens of thousands of people.
But when you go around and say constantly that it's not about personalities and it's up for the people of the country to decide, but you know, in one case you have made a decision that one person is not fit to lead. Just pointing that out.
I think we've talked quite a bit about Syria on here, and we may do more today.
Today, the Syrian President Bashar al Assad suggested that what is happening in the region really proves his point that he's, what has happened in Egypt, what is happening elsewhere, that in fact, allowing the Islamists that margin is a bad day for, liberal democracies or progress along the path to sort of more open society.
Well, I don't think we take too much credence in the comments of a leader who has brutalized his people, and we don't recognize the legitimacy of.
So you disagree that he is actually making gains on the ground?
Well, I don't think that was your question. I think we've been pretty clear that the ground situation, which is one we watch closely, is one where we have, that has been a contributing factor to our decisions to expand the scale and scope of aid, to our continued discussions about additional assistance. But in terms of his comments on what various incidents are in the region mean, I don't think we take too much credence into that.